Hello, I'm Elgato, and this is QnA Saturday, the weekly series I run on my channel, and so some of your questions that have been left on my channel over the past week or so. These tend to be about half split between questions about the next big update, we're currently calling it TU53, but whatever the next update for Minecraft the consoles does end up being, but also questions about me and life in general, and I figured why not go through all of these in today's video. So that's QnA Saturday, I hope you all do enjoy it. You can like the video if you do, because it helps out the channel out, and lets know you do like the Q&As. But with that said, the background gameplay is going to be some battle, it's 16 players, there's a really good moment in there I wanted to share. You'll know it when you see it, it's to do with the bow. But yeah, with that said, let's get into the first question, which comes in from Toxic Plays with a Z, who says, will there be 16 players on normal worlds? Hashtag Q&A. So this is something they kind of said at the very start of Minecraft console, but it looks like it's something they're not, doing right now. They put 16 player multiplayer in as a little bit of a surprise with, the last update, and they said kind of clearly, like, we're kind of focusing on putting it in the minigames because it's a lot easier. You might think, how is that easier to put it in a minigame? With the minigame, it's all running off the same map, so you can run it locally rather than across the network, and also, like, you're not actually changing stuff to do with the map itself, you're just kind of all playing together. As long as you're all connecting to each other just about fine, it's all good. But with the, when it comes to the regular worlds, you have to connect to each other and have the world data share across it. So when you're breaking blocks, it needs to happen instantly for you, but also for the game host. It's really confusing stuff like that I think is the issue. I really think they should put 16 players for normal worlds, because it would be so much fun. Like, even just with mini games, it's been a great thing, but as to whether they'll do it or not, probably not, sadly. At least not anytime soon, although I would love to see it, and I'll keep you up to date as soon as we know any more. So the second question comes in from Purple Guy 55, who says, hashtag Q and bananas. Where do you plan on going next? Also, when do you think the world will end? So where do I plan on going next? I'm going to Russia on May the 19th. So what is that, like 3 weeks away? I'm going to Russia because Russia is a country I've always wanted to go to. It's very hard to get into if you're a UK national at least. But I'm today at least, as this video goes live, I'm going to the Russian embassy. I'm getting, like, they're taking my passport off me for a week. It's scary stuff. Yeah, I'm going to Moscow, Russia, and I want to, you can see Lenin, one of the famous revolutionaries in Russia. You can see his real, genuine corpse. I don't know why that's a thing you want to see, but my friend wants to see it, and I kind of do because I'm curious. So, yeah, it's going to be fun, I hope, and I might vlog a little bit of it for this channel, just to see how that goes. I haven't done a travel vlog here before. Maybe I will. But also, when do I think the world will end? I think the world, in terms of humans, will end, I'm going to be skeptical here. I feel like we're either going to make it like 10 billion years or like 10 million years or something, or we're going to make it like 70. I think it's one of those two numbers, and I'm not sure which, but I'll put my money on 10 million. Sure, why not? Let's be optimistic today. So with that said, let's move on to the third question, which comes in from, this question is very small here, Lefteri Evia? I'm sorry, it's super small on my screen because it's such a long comment. But yeah, they say, don't ask how that happens. Hashtag Q&A. Toycat, do you remember when Battle was still in beta? There was that one map called Labyrinth that was never seen on any map pack. What do you think about that? So, the Season Pass 2. No, I don't think they'll do a Season Pass 2. I think they'll just release new map packs at some point in the future, which I don't like. I think the Season Pass should have included the Fallout and all these other maps, but besides the point. Anyway, what do I think about the Labyrinth map, though? I think it's not coming. I think they intended to make a bunch of Greek mythology maps, even maybe have a Greek mythology, map pack, sorry. But the reason is that they didn't do that is because most people didn't like the Greek maps. I didn't like them. I think they were the least played maps, the least voted for maps. Like right now, when was the last time you saw anyone play Medusa or Atlantis? Probably not very recently, because they're not the best of all the maps. And I think because of that, they just decided, let's not release it. So there is an unreleased battle map in some stage development out there that none of us will ever see, besides from the beta, which is cool in one way and almost sad in another. But yeah, I'm glad they didn't release it, because I hate the Greek mythology mashup pack when it comes to battle. With that said, though, let's move on to the next question, which comes in from Mark Hardy, who says, hashtag Q, why do you say the word like so much? So the word like, at least in English, and I think it's just English in general, right? Like is a crutch word, or it's a, it's a filler word in a lot of cases. So instead of saying you can say like, I went to the park, and it's what the reason you say it, I looked into this a while back, is because your brain needs time to think, but you don't want to stop talking and have a pause, because lots of people don't like to pause. So you say like, and that is something I am guilty of doing. I wish I wasn't guilty of doing it that way, but it is that is one of the reasons I say like. But also, like has so many just different definitions in the English language that you can kind of just spot someone who's like, basically it's one of the most used words, because it's not only a filler word, you use it to describe that something is like something. You say, oh yeah, and then that person was like this. So there's so many different ways you can use the word like, and that's that's why you probably hear it so often. I know this is probably something that's a bit weird to, like, I guess, foreign English speakers, but yeah, like is used a lot, at least in my circles, and I believe it's like a common thing in America, and there's a stereotype that I think it's American teenage girls use it a lot. So yeah, I use the word like a lot because I'm an American teenage girl. That's me. You caught me, guys. So with that said, let's move on to the next question, which comes in from the JF Gamer, who says, hashtag QnA. Why do you sometimes link Minecraft story mode in the description of your videos, like in this one? :D. By the way, your videos are awesome. So thank you very much, Mr. JF Gamer. But why do I sometimes say Minecraft story mode instead of Minecraft? The easy answer to this one is I don't. So YouTube automatically picks a game that it thinks you're playing. You can manually enter it, but sometimes you don't have all the options. And for me, it always picks Minecraft story mode. I think this is because, you know, Minecraft in their heads never released on the Xbox One and PS4. Again, don't ask me why YouTube's system's so bad, but it is. So it means that all of my videos are under Minecraft story mode. Most Minecraft console YouTubers have this exact same issue. And the easier answer is like, oh yeah, well, YouTube's, you know, game system has no effect on me, and I just kind of ignore it. I wouldn't be able to fix it. It would take, there's no mass way to fix it, so I'd have to go into all my 3,500 or something like that videos. I'd have to manually go into each one and update it, and honestly, I don't think it changes anything, so I'm not going to, but it is a little bit annoying, and it's out of my control, and that is the answer to your question, Mr. JF Gamer. So let's move on to the next question, shall we, which comes in from Undead Power, Sniper Gamer 11, who says, I tried to convince my sister, but she's too old now and doesn't want to play. So this is something I wanted to pick up on because I said last time, like, ooh, if you want to convince someone to play Minecraft, here's how you do it. I think a pro tip for life right here is don't recommend too many things to the same person. This is like recommendation fatigue is one of the most annoying things in the world. I used to have friends when I was like, let's call it 13, 14, who would literally link me like 2 or 3 videos a day, and I'd just be like, cool. And like, no one wants to watch 2 or 3 other people's YouTube videos a day. I think when you're recommending stuff to people, you have to be very careful about what you do recommend and what you don't, and if like they don't really take to it, you gotta like make sure you only do it if it's like super important. But yeah, there are some people who are like, no, everything I do is the best. And although, you know, sometimes I like to feel like that, when it comes to like the internet, or especially when it comes to just like, I guess, talking to people directly, you have to be a little bit careful with your recommendations. There's a life lesson that now you've learned with your sister. But yeah, just don't recommend too many things, or people will be like, this is too much. That's a life lesson, I think, right there. So with that said, let's move on to Undead Power's question, who says, hashtag Q. What are all your links to your things that we can follow you on? So you can, of course, follow me on YouTube. If you've subscribed to my channel already, you might want to hit the bell. Again, YouTube's really just changing subscriptions into like vaguely wanting to see content. So if you want to guarantee you see every single one of my videos, hit the bell and it will give you a notification. But in case you want to see the other social media, because, you know, YouTube's fun, but what if you want to see cat pictures? Well, go to twitch.com/ibxcookie. I think that would be, but no, ibxtoycat is my actual Twitter. ibxcookie is where you can see the cat pictures. If you want to see my Instagram posts, that's mostly just like pictures from other countries or whatever I've been up to that week. I'm gonna start using it this week soon, so if you want to follow there, get back in, you know, see it before stuff happens, then Instagram.com/ibxtoycat, or maybe it's just at ibxtoycat, I don't know. And then also, I think that's about it actually. Oh no, I have Facebook too, facebook.com/ibxtoycat. I post travel stuff there, like maybe once every 3 months, and if you want to go there or send me private messages, then there or Twitter is a way to do that. So yeah, there's where you can follow and stalk me. Thank you for asking, Mr. Undead Power. Let's move into the next question though, which comes in from it comes in from Polly Reindeer, who says, Toycat, what should I do with my sugarcane? I have way too much in my survival world. Also, please do some more Wii U live streams. So my Wii U is broken. Like the touchscreen doesn't work, so I can't launch any games because they all need the touch. It's awful, is what I'm saying. So I can't play the Wii U because the touchscreen doesn't work. And also, if you have too much sugarcane, this is something I'm quite well versed in. You might know. Basically, what I would recommend is converting it into paper, trading it with a villager, or turn it into sugar, bake yourself a cake, or my favorite thing is I have like a giant room full of chests that I'm slowly filling with sugarcane, and it gives you a reason to collect the sugarcane, get you on the leaderboards or whatever, and then when you're done with it, it's just a way to blow people's minds, like, whoa, you have 17 chests of sugarcane, Toycat, and I'd be like, yes, I do. Is that not normal? And they're like, whoa, and that's entirely my point. So yeah, that's what I recommend. If you think you have too much sugarcane, build a giant room, fill it with chests, and then that's like a whole own project in itself. So with that said, let's move on to Lukey Blukey 07's question, which is hashtag QnAnimals. Apparently lots of hashtags today. When you find questions that you struggle to answer, do you just choose them anyway, or do you just not choose them. So this is a question I did struggle to answer, and truth be told, the problem with, the thing about QnA Saturday questions that makes me not answer, 90% of them, is that they're not really entertaining to answer for most people, because I feel like a lot of people are just asking the, like a same question that's been answered like 3 weeks ago, and it's like, well, I'm not just gonna make the same video every 3 weeks. So mostly, I like the tricky questions. Sometimes they're like especially tricky, and it's like, I don't think I could know the answer. But when it comes to just tricky questions, that's not the thing I decide on. It's usually based on like, is this interesting? Is this like different and unique? And yeah, I like unique, different questions that I can, maybe have some fun with. So I think last week I answered a particularly tricky question about like, what's the worst thing about you, Toycat? And maybe that's proof of one way or the other. Or maybe it's nothing, who knows? But with that said, let's move on to the final question, which comes in from Jennifer Botters, who says, the friendship thing I understand. I have a very odd view of friendship that whereas most people think it's this casual thing that they have, but for me, the real friendship is a bit deeper meaning, and it's hard to connect to people that don't view it like I do, so I do understand you there. And hashtag QnA, what's your favorite country and why? So I just wanted to actually quickly come back to this one. I feel like the real solution to the friendship thing is like, sometimes you do just have acquaintances, but sometimes you have friends that like don't really, like, I feel like they want to like downgrade you, like, have all the obligations of an acquaintance, but like all the benefits of a friend, if that makes sense, or something like that. And I feel like the easiest way to fix this, and I don't think this would ever work, and it would be ridiculous, and no one's ever going to do this, but I wish like you could just establish with a friend like, oh yeah, so we're going to be good friends, okay friends, acquaintances, we're going to just, nod our heads at each other when we meet each other in the street. That should be how you do stuff. It'd be ridiculous, it would never work that way, but that's how it should really be, I decided, and I think I've discussed this before, because then you could have the good friends, and you could have the people that you're not so obligated to, but you wouldn't have this weird mismatch where people think they can, trying to turn the symbiotic relationship, where you're working together, you're doing good stuff, into like a parasitic relationship, where they can like drain your resources and then be like, oh yeah, but I was just, I didn't know, we're not really that good friends, That's the sort of thing that I feel like you could fix. But that would be a ridiculous system. But if you want to try it, I really wouldn't recommend it. You could. Oh, anyway. So what is your favorite country and why, Jennifer? So my favorite country, personally, it'd be a really hard one. I think I've been to like 20-something countries now, actually, which is cool. That's like, I'm proud of myself for that. But no, which is my favorite of all the ones I've been to? I really like the United Kingdom. That's why I've decided to live here, honestly. Because there's this really interesting thing where every time I come back to the UK, it just feels different. No matter where I go, there's just this distinct different feeling when you come to the UK, and I really love that. So yeah, the UK I love because, there's a lot of things I love about the UK. I love about London in general. But as far as like other countries beside my own one, which I think is mostly your question, I really love the US for a lot of reasons, but I really hate the US for like another giant list of reasons. So the country I just love kind of universally is probably Norway or Sweden, actually. Like there's something just super amazing about the Nordic countries where just everything's super frosty and icy, but like at the same time everyone is this amazing level of nice, and like, you can have these beautiful mountains, and then you can have everything else like be super high quality because, everyone's like super rich in the Nordic countries. I really do quite like Norway and Sweden. The reason I don't live there is because it's just absurdly expensive. Like, it will pain you no matter how you go to Norway. You might think, it's an £8 flight to get there, but then you're like, so you need to train from there to the city. Well, that's like £25. That's not too bad. And then you want to buy anything, literally even a sandwich from a grocery store, that's going to be like £8 or £9 or something. And it's like, I can't do this. Everything is just absurdly expensive in those countries, and there's a lot of reasons as to why. And I think that in general, it wouldn't be too bad if you lived there, but moving there is like a bad decision, I think, right now. But maybe that's the country I'll like retire to in like 5 years when YouTube's gone. So yeah, with that said, I hope you did all enjoy today's video on the internet. If you did, you can like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like QnA Saturday. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you are new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, because I'll see you in the next one. Bye!